I have a cat. Her name is Tink. Short for Tinkerbell. She's a normal cat. Which means she's cute, cuddly, and a spawn of Satan. She snoozes on my lap, she rubs against my legs, she tries to trip me when we go down the stairs, she turns her nose up at favorite foods, she knocks things over. Cat stuff. One time she threw up a hairball in one of my slippers. I complimented her on that, it was genius. Unfortunately for her, I saw the hairball before I put my foot inside, otherwise it would have been a grand slam. One of the things she does that really puzzles me, though, is often waking me up around 3 a.m. I understand that cats were originally nocturnal animals, night is when they feel best being up and about, it's natural. But how does she know when 3 o'clock is? None of my clocks chime or ring, she can't read a clock face, I don't think. I was unaware of anything happening at 3, so how was she doing this with such precision? And then I found out. And almost lost my life. And regained a memory. One night I got up to pee. I was coming back when I saw Tink dash across my apartment and leap up into a window, looking down at the street below. I looked at my watch. It was 3 o'clock. Aha. Something was happening outside my place each night, and that was what was triggering Tink. So I stepped to the window, looked out, and saw a woman dancing. No, not a woman. A lady. It was the Serbian dancing lady, and she was dancing on the street in front of my apartment house. I was stunned. We weren't in Serbia, what was she doing here? She really existed? This wasn't some sort of prank? I was trying to figure it out when a memory I hadn't had in decades suddenly surfaced. I'd seen videos of the lady dancing the kolo, the traditional folk dance. And I thought I'd seen that dance before, but couldn't remember where. Now I did. I started to cry. Tink looked behind me, yowled in terror, and vanished. The lady wasn't dancing on the street anymore. I turned. She was in my apartment coming towards me with an upraised knife. I've had self-defense training. My hand grabbed her wrist, stopping the knife. From that there are all sorts of ways to disarm, knock down, or imprison your attacker. I did none of them. The lady tried to jerk free while glaring up into my face, then her fury turned to confusion as she saw I was just standing there, tears rolling down my cheeks.
The lady gave me a what look?
I swallowed and managed to talk.
I am sorry, so sorry, I was watching you without your permission. But your dance. I remember. My grandmother was Serb. She died when I was young and I thought I had no memories of her.
But now. I was 4. I toddled into the kitchen and saw my grandmother dancing a kolo, laughing and snapping her fingers in the air. I couldn't understand what she was doing and finally asked her. She said my father had called, I had a new baby sister, and she was dancing for joy. She bent over and took my hands and said, I should be happy too, and we danced together, my grandmother and me, to celebrate my sister's birth. I swallowed again. As I said, I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry, I watched you. But thank you, for restoring my memory of my grandmother to me. The lady had stopped struggling and was just looking at me. Then her hand, the one without the knife, came up and patted my cheek.
And just like that she was gone.
It's really disconcerting when someone disappears right in front of you. Especially when one second you're holding their wrist and the next you're not. At first I thought she was going to come at me again. I backed into a corner and braced myself. When minutes passed and nothing happened, I crept back out and looked around. She wasn't in my apartment, she wasn't out on the street, she wasn't anywhere. I searched just to be sure. No lady. I did find Tink, hiding as far back under my bed as she could go. I thanked her for her support in my time of need and told her to come back out when she regained her courage. The lady never did come back. She doesn't dance out on the street at 3 o'clock anymore. She's gone. Why she didn't kill me I don't know. Maybe even an avatar of death has a heart that can be touched by tears. I've managed to recall a few more memories of my grandmother. Her holding me and my baby sister and smiling. The strange Serb food she used to make. I've looked at her photos in old albums and felt warm and happy. I don't know why the sight of the lady dancing restored my memories, but I'm glad it did. Tink eventually came out from under the bed. She walked around the apartment on eggshells looking all around for a while. But now she's back to what passes as normal for a cat. She's still getting me up at night, but she's not precise. Last night in my sleep I felt something touch my nose. I opened my eyes and saw Tink on top of me, face to face.
I yelped in shock.
She panicked, gave me 3 lightning-fast clawless, bats to the head and then took off. I looked at the clock. 1:45. Like I said, spawn of Satan.